What up, folks? We have another Napoleon Total War, I guess, replay here. And we've got Daddy Friday with Ottomans and Emperor Nate with Sweden, and I am playing with the mighty Russians. For the army comp from me, I've mainly just got a bunch of line. I've got 3 units of foot guard or life guard foot, and then 2 mounted rifles. I gotta sneeze, crap. And then 3 Jaegers. Maybe just 2 Jaegers, I can't remember. It's just 2 Jaegers. And then I have Pavlograd's Hussars, which are pretty cool looking. And then I have the Chevalier's Guard, which are the real cool Imperial Guard unit for the Russians. They have some really cool calves. Well, I'm stopped up this morning. Springtime. The Ottoman Empire is mainly, he actually only has 1 unit of Bashi bazooks, which is probably, maybe Friday needs to figure out a way to put some more melee, because that's one of the stronger suits of the Ottomans, to get in there and get dirty and let your line infantry come in behind them and scoop up anything else. But he's got these, he's got a good line right here of Nizam seated rifles. There are 4 of those, and he's got some rifles, some line infantry here, and then he's got the really cool Beylik Janissary. They're pretty cool. The Grenadiers. They're pretty neat. The Ottomans get some Janissary units that are really, really awesome. And then over on the left, we've got Emperor Nate with his Swedes. He's got the Hussars, 3 units of those. Bunch of line infantry, 3 units of life guard, and he has 4 units of Jaeger. And we're going against Denmark, Prussia, and the Austrians. Sadly, for this Austrian player, I don't know if we couldn't really decide if he was new or not, but he ended up bringing artillery. He brought 2 12-pounders, and 1 12-pounder, and then he has a 7-pounder of howitzer over here. And originally in this game, we said, we had the rules. You cannot have any arty, but you can have 4 light infantry maximum. And, well, I guess the rule was broken. Alright. But it's okay. It's not a big deal. He may have been a little new, but I don't think the artillery really did that much damage. And Nate was kind of okay, so not a big deal. Just, if you join a lobby in Total War, always look to see if there's rules. We play by code, an honorable code in this game. Alright, well, I'm going to fast forward it some, because at the very beginning, I think really Nate kind of is the only one that kind of enters a little fight, and then the Prussians make the first move on the right over here. Kind of send in some land wear, take some fire. But this side's kind of not anything, but he's got some Brandenburg Erlans and the Lutzaus Freikorps, which are actually a really cool unit. Coming in, and boom, they take the stakes. They take it, and this unit takes it too. So they kind of take a pretty big hit from the stakes, but it's not enough. Friday doesn't go in the square, and this allows these 2 units to kind of come around. But he does have the really awesome Silhatar Guard. These are Lancers against 30 guys. Let's see what happens. They take the charge. Boom. This 1 unit is, that 1 charge just destroyed that unit. Lancers are so good if you get a really good charge. But as you see, this unit right here is still just hacking away at his infantry and hacking away at his rifles. It's not going really well. So going to the square was a real big deal, especially since you had those stakes. You were going to stop them up pretty good. Kind of got a little fight over here in the trees. Nothing's really going to happen over there. And you've got the Swede and the Austrians. Now I don't really know. The Austrian player kind of kept half his army back here and then brought his other half here. He's just got this random Hungarian grenadier. It's not really doing anything. But Nate's got a pretty good line. This guy is sending piecemeal stuff at him. Only right here is where he really has 2 units duking it out against 2 Swedish units. But I mean, other than that, he's not. Everything's piecemeal over here, and he's got his artillery, which, nasty. But I mean, that just barrage right there just nails. And in the middle with me, that nothing's happening. We're just having a staring contest. I do see these grenadiers over here, so I'm gonna try and get my mounted rifles up and kind of shoot these guys and maybe knock some of them down. The Dane has his Jaegers kind of taking pot shots at my Jaegers. Only killed 7 of them. Friday did end up getting rid of the cavalry over here, but the Prussian has moved up 2 musketeer units and landwehr. And now he's got his lancers in the back, looking like they're prime for a fight. Back over here with me, the Danish player did see that I was sneaking up some guys, so he had his 2 units of cav, the dragoons and light dragoons, go in on me. And I, countercharge with my Chevalier's Guard and my Hussars, and it's not really this fight isn't really that big of a deal. I do pull back my mounted rifles. I don't really know how they would do in melee, but I guess they could have done well. This is kind of interesting. The Prussian player pushes his lancers up. Again, Friday does not go in the square, and that unit of rifles is gone. The Prussian does push up his infantry and forms them in the square. I don't know if Friday tried to do an attack here with his cav or not, but the Prussian player he's going to send his guys forward straight in. I mean, they go out with a bang, and he's got this other unit coming in. Pathfind him through. He's going to get right in here, and let's see. That's a pretty devastating charge there too. Wow, that's like 30 guys. Just the charge. And he's going to pull them through, and he's going to go for the rifles back here. So it's kind of nasty business right now. The Prussian is really using his cavalry really well, and not going to the square is hurting Friday. He had a really good shot with that with the stakes there, but I mean this Lancer unit is still just chasing everything. He goes in the square right here, and that kind of stops him up, so he just slows him down, goes in the square here. It's kind of like, well, crap, can't go anywhere else. And now it's just his guys are busting him up, and his cav is chasing. So that pretty much, but Friday does take this hill in the end because this guy moves back all his units. Right here, over on the left, with the Emperor Nate, those piecemeal formations are pretty much done. Where is his cav? Nate must have done a big cavalry charge. Because he had 3 Hussars, and now he's only got 1 left. But see, this guy, he still has all his units there, and then he's just... Oh, there's his Hussars, chasing the general. Oh, so that's how he killed the general. What in the... halibut is that dude doing with his general fighting all these Hussars? But it's, again, like, this guy has 2 Fusiliers separating off to go face this whole entire army, so he must have been a newer player or something. Seeing over here on the middle, we're just still kind of looking at each other. The right's fully engaged, the left is pretty much engaged. I mean, the Austrian player has lost half his army. So I decide that I'm going to go with the lifeguard foot. I mean, this is only a militia, and this is only a line. And I've got mounted rifles kind of moving in behind, and the mounted rifles can actually shoot over the line infantry, so that's pretty good.
We have killed their general, sir.
And Nate sabers the enemy general over here. So, but this is kind of the first fight over here. I mean, these guys have been kind of skirmishing, but I can get my lifeguard foot in there, and they start. Automatically, those militia are like, well, we're not really paying enough for this. We have a pretty big line battle over here. This is kind of where Friday probably should have brought in some more melee. He's got 1 unit of Bashi bazooks, but see, these Prussians are going to win out versus Ottoman infantry unless you throw in some guys like cavalry or melee infantry to kind of beat them down. Because the Prussians, they're like the British. They'll sit back and shoot you all day, and they don't really care. Well, The Prussian players got 4 units of the Silesian Suchen. They're going to scoot up, and I mean, Friday doesn't have anything in the way of countering these guys, except this one unit of rifles. In the middle as well, I'm pushing up these these line. I was like, oh, I'll push through here, and I was like, not really any point. So I kind of scoot them around. Get these guys to go take some pot shots at the Hungarian Grenadiers, though, too. My Lifeguard foot's kind of pushing him back. He kind of moves over some line as well. And seeing that he's pushing back, I'm going to push up. Nate's just... I mean, those 2 units didn't stand a chance against those 4. He hasn't even had his guard get touched, hardly. Maybe some artillery, but that's about it. And Nate did just finally say, screw your artillery, and he kind of just annihilated it with his cavalry. Over here, we're still digging it out, you know. Let's see, Friday does have a really good cavalry charge going along. I don't know if any stakes were down. Doesn't look like it. But the Prussian player does go in the square. I don't know if Friday was going after the Jaegers or the Ryan infantry, but they get caught between a rock and a hard place. They literally go between both of these 2 squares, and that's not good. He really needed to rush up these guys to kind of take advantage of these squares, but it's all right. Over here, I've pushed up my guard. I got this guard shooting at those, and it's time for the cav to go in. My Hussars and my Chevalier's Guard, they're going in. They're getting hammered a little bit, but they get in. This guy doesn't form square. I should have done this a little backwards. I have my Musketeers go in and take advantage of this when I probably should have had my Lifeguards go in, but you know, it's what if. It's okay. You make mistakes in these games, and then you watch the replay and you remember you're a dummy. But, you know, right here, we're just having a wet noodle contest through the forest. Over here, they're just shooting bullets at each other. So, I mean, these Ryan infantry and these musketeers are going to win out. And I think Friday kind of wanted me to scoot up and kind of mess with them, but I kind of may have not heard him or denied that access. But, I mean, oh, his cap's still alive back in there. That's pretty good. My Hussars do lose out. I mean, this left side is done. You know, there's no way for the Austrian player. He may have been new or not. We don't really know, but yeah. And I get countercharged with dragoons. My musketeers don't go in the line. There's my mistake. But the light dragoons, they're getting shot by the mountain rifles. You know, they're losing out. I don't, you know, sometimes this morale of this game, I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, these guys should like literally break. They're being bashed. You know, like you know, they got charged by these Chevalier's Guard. I mean, they're militia. And they're fully okay with having big horse guys in front of them. But, you know, whatever. Take a chance with artillery. Boom, take some shots. Oh, I got one guy. And then I'm like, oh, well, let's just be gone. So we charge in. That shot misses. Luckily, that could have literally killed my entire squadron there. The Prussian player is taking full advantage of the line fight right now. He still has a big line of reserve, and Friday doesn't have anything. And these Jaegers are just starting to just pick apart his units. Over here, we're still, you know, having a flipping a wet noodle contest. I swear. The Russians are pretty cool faction. They have cool units. They have awesome stuff. But I mean, these 2 units are literally formed in square. And nothing. Like these guys aren't even really doing anything to them. Like this unit sits here forever and doesn't die, and it has 1, 2, or well, 2 I guess units, but shooting whatever. 2 units shooting at it, and nothing happens hardly to it. Finally get those militia to run off. I mean, these 2 units have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units shooting at them in square while they're in square. And I'm just like, these Danes are probably like, whoa, you Russians, you can't shoot with your guns. You're very inaccurate. And the Russians are like, yeah, we don't get for pay, and we don't get trained hardly. Even the lifeguards afoot are, you know, not doing anything hardly. But I don't really know. It could be good. Finally kind of fighting these guys over here, but it's too late, kind of. I mean, Friday's lost a lot. The line for the Prussians is just going to outmatch the Ottoman line, unless you have cavalry in the melee units to really kind of fight them back. And, you know, Austria's done. They just methodically just all those piecemeal units that the Austrian was throwing at them, they just methodically just ripped them apart. Ah, how do you like that? You think that's funny now that you get a bayonet to your side? Yeah, especially, you know, the Russians are really great at charging and stuff like that. So I charged these guys in, thinking, oh yeah, you know, I'll get the, you know, these guys are gonna run away. Wrong. And, you know, this unit's still, you know, actually it has 3 units shoot that, and it's still just a-okay. You know, and the last time you saw us only lost 40 men. Oh, look, you know, they're starting to retreat. They're retreating. Oh, their morale's low. Morale's pretty good for my guys. You know. Oh no. Oh no. Well, oh, okay. All right, these guys are still low. Yeah, okay. I get a cab charge right there, you know. Pretty cool. Kind of get into his Jaegers. His lifeguard foot, form square. Oh! What? Are you kidding me? Yeah. I have no words to really describe my play with the Russians. Don't know. Kind of still new with them. Still new to the multiplayer scene of Napoleon and everything, but all the research books told me my guys would win on that one. They didn't. They lost. And there they go, running away. Yay! I was told y'all guys were really good at melee. So these guys are just behind me, kind of. And see, yet again, you know, you got a Danish unit in square fighting these guys. Still. Yeah, I mean, this unit did take a beating, but I mean, I don't know if it's piss poor accuracy for the Russians or their bullets are made of, I don't know, soft, squishy stuff, and when they hit, they just kind of bounce off. I don't really know. But over here, Friday is beaten. The Prussian line was really strong. He broke through here with his Silesian and Musketeers got behind him. But Friday does start pulling his units back and kind of a fighting retreat. I do a bayonet charge here. So I'm like, you know, yeah, let's try it here because I have more guys. And, you know, it actually works over here. So if you charge with multiple guys, you know, you may be a little more successful. Like, look at this. They are beating them down now. These 2 guys are like, yeah, we're champs. We were trained at a better dojo. And this lifeguard afoot is still taking shots from 3 guys. Oh, there's only 1 guy. Still no one? 1 guy? Yeah. These guys aren't even shooting. I don't know what their problem is. These guys aren't even shooting either. Like, what the hell? So I'm like, alright, cool. Let's give it to him. Let's give him the bayonet with the lifeguard. Maybe the lifeguard will bust a leg here. And boom. Oh, look. I won over there. Yay. Good job, Russians. Oh, instantly broke. Elite infantry broke. So I'm like, cool, you know. I mean, that'd be that bad. That may have been a fluke. But you know, it's whatever. Friday's got a retreat. I probably should have kept my guys on this hill, but I knew the Prussian was going to swing around a lot of guys, so I was like, yeah. So I kind of pulled these guys back to kind of unite with the army. These kind of guys are getting reformed. The Swedes are finally rushing in. Nate is coming to the save the day. I mean, he's got 3 lifeguard. Just perfectly a-okay. And I forgot about this mounted rifles unit. They could have come in handy, but I forgot about them. The Prussian player still has a pretty decent little army. He's got some foot guards still at 133. Muskets. Oh, sorry. Gosh. So, he's got it going on still. But I mean, the Russians and the Swedes, the northern countries and the, you know, winter countries, who may be able to, you know, pull out. I mean, dude, this friggin' Danish player, he kept his units alive, and my unit's gonna shoot for a shit. But he still has 2 lifeguards. One of them's gonna get pretty bashed in by the Swedish line because the Swedish line is way better than my line. Let me just tell you. So these guys kind of getting in there. These guys, oh. Got a cav charge by Friday. He does pretty good with generals. Like that last video I put up. He knows when to use his general. Forms a square there, and these guys actually good volleys. Like, they actually, you know, they're putting some good volleys in there. You know what? I say, let's just screw it. Let's just go. My 3 lifeguards, and I mean, Nate throws in his cap. I mean, that's a non in the rear, and then they take a charge to the front. And they're okay with it. Like, these guys charge in, these guys charge in. But I mean, this is a great moment. Like, I'm like, oh, cool, we've got him engaged. You know, he's got his units coming up, and you know, I'm rushing my general up to kind of give some morale boost, and everything's going all right. And then this, every single one of these dudes, just instantly.
Your general has been killed. This is a black day.
Yeah, I have no words. And that was probably the worst moment to do that because all my units were engaged in melee, and they're like, oh no, our general just died on a vampire stake. And my guys are, like, these guys, they probably would have won out, but they're not anymore. Those guys lost out to these guys. These guys charged. I think they actually beat these guys, but then they guard come in and just kind of mess me up too.
Our men are running, sir.
You know, that was pretty. Lackluster right there because that kind of sucked. There he goes, running away, yay! But that was kind of it. So the Russians are pretty much hosed, and freaking Swedes just shot every single one of my guys in the back, and those guys are pretty much running. I probably could have charged with these guys and finished off those Swedes. I mean those Danes. Kind of want to switch sides after that volley just took out like 10 guys of mine, forced them to retreat. Friday is actually still fighting on. Friday was a good sport. You know, he was still fighting on with his Janissaries. Uh-oh. And these Janissaries actually have a really good melee. I think they have like 11 or 10 for melee. I think if he's going to make it, they actually pull out swords instead of like their muskets. They pull out swords. Yep, see, they got little swords. So they're actually, I mean, they're basically sword infantry. Oh, that day has like a band brace. It's pretty dope. Cool, funny hats. So, I mean, we're pushing back. My guys being just little babies about being shot at and stuff like that. So I'm like, cool. A foot guard. They're kind of up front. We got some musketeers charging these guys. I mean, Nate still has, he still has 3 lifeguard. Like, it looking pretty sketchy though. I'm not gonna lie. For a second, especially when my general died and all my guys were like, "Oh no, our general!" I'm like, "Y'all been fighting without him this whole time." Friday's general finally goes down, but he has fought bravely. And wait, did he? Wow! So that charge, good job, Friday. So that charge, so the Prussians had 3 units here, and this is the only one that made it out. So those Janissaries, they beat that unit, and his Nazim Seedit guys beat that unit, and so I mean that's a 2 for 2, right? I mean 2 out of 3, right there for that charge. I mean that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So I mean that really helped out. That was 2 units of Prussians that we didn't want to mess with. These Silesian shoots though are still getting busy up here. Oh, I had some guys come back. I didn't even notice those. So you can't see them in the trees. Oh, snap. There's guys right here. Yeah, so you know what? My guys can't shoot, so we're just going to start putting some triangular bayonets and some bellies over here. We'll see how that goes. I mean, my lifeguard foot, they did pretty good. They did pretty good. Not gonna lie. They all got a chevron. I mean, they did what they were supposed to do. They didn't, they didn't bow out. But still, I wish they kind of did a little better. Because, I mean, this unit, that unit's retreating probably. I mean, they're fighting 80, 100, like 90 guys, and I don't think any of them, so that's kind of cheap. But if I didn't have my general broken or my general dead, it probably would have been a different story. But this was a pretty fun battle. Still, at this point, I'm like, because, I mean, look, these guys are still so far away. But I mean, these line infantry did better the most elite infantry. These musketeers. So I mean, the Dane still only has these 2 units. Oh look, he just broke another unit of flipping guys. So yeah, I was struggling with the Russians here. I thought I had a really good strategy, and then it just kind of fell apart. The Swedes are charging. Oh yeah, they're trying to get with a little action of the bayonet. So, you know, ended up actually finishing those guys off. Still have 65 lifeguard here. But I mean, this Prussian kind of messes up. I mean, he does a flank around with these guys, and these guys, I mean, yeah. Boom! And that really didn't do a whole lot. What was that? Did they say something weird? Uh-oh, the Prussians are coming down now. So, I mean, this foot guard going against 112, like, they're just going to win out. But, I mean, they're beating them down. Holy crap. Man, Prussian infantry, Prussian line just does so well.
Our men are running, sir.
But yeah, my cavalry leaves after charging in, but that's okay. That's okay. I kind of get some volleys in there. Don't really do a whole lot. But I mean, look at this line infantry. It has 30 guys. And look at this. This was insane. This is 9 Prussians. 9 Prussians against 105 guys, and they're like, we could do it. We could do it. They're survivors. But, you know, they literally, both those 2 units just gone.
Glorious victory,
Well,
sir.
well, no, they just left. This one unit only has 2 guys in it. But I mean, this is pretty much it. General staff's coming in. I'm going to form square because, you know, this is the only unit I have. Well, no, I don't have other units, but man, it kind of sucked. Losing so many guys. But I mean, I guess that's Russia's MO is just, you know, sorry for the sniffles. No springtime. But I mean, finally, this line is going at it, just decimating them. We killed the guy over there, the Prussians all that's left, and boop. That's it. That's all she wrote. A really kind of long, prolonged little game right there, but you know, it wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad game. Oh yeah. Oh, I lost the most guys too. Nate came away with dominating with 2,100 kills. But like looking at the statistics, my Chevaliers, yeah, I mean, they did really actually pretty well. I mean, my Lifeguard did well. It just didn't seem like they did well. Mounted Rifles actually got a really good amount of kills. Musketeers, I mean, they didn't do bad, but, you know, I wish they did better. All right. Well, thanks for watching. That was a pretty good game. Pretty fun game. All right. Thanks.